Peter Eliades with Stock Market Cycles Update for Monday, October 21. It's going to be relatively short, relatively straightforward. We have very clear-cut projections. Don't confuse the fact that they're very clear-cut with the fact that they're not 100%. Nothing is in markets. But these nominal 5-week upside projections, along with some other outstanding upside projections, which we're not going to go over again today, we're just going to review a couple of the most important ones to show you where they are, where they stand. This one that you're looking at is the S&P 500. This is a 12.1 to 13.8 day offset. These are actually the simplified offsets, not the fractional ones, but they look almost exactly the same. You can see that we crossed above. There was a little hesitation here, but we very clearly now, especially with today's action, have crossed above these offset lines, giving very clear nominal 5-week upside projections for the S&P, and this is on the daily chart. Some of these call for slightly different levels, 3086.74 to as high as 3096.07. That is the nominal 5-week projection given by 2.5-week offsets, 12.1 to 13.8 trading days. Let's take a look now at the New York Composite Index. That, as we've said often, tends to be the most consistently accurate projection generator. So we like to look at that all the time to confirm what we're looking at and see if indeed anything looks any different on the New York Composite Index. So this is the New York Composite Index. We'll pull it down some so you can see the upside projection. Significantly higher. Now, usually when these projections, if they're going to get invalidated, you'll see something funny happen after they get up here. They'll stutter or they'll turn around pretty quickly after the projection is generated. That's why today was so important. Today, nice up day, confirming that the breakthrough has taken place. Now, mind you, you can still come down pretty sharply within the next few days and not invalidate this projection, and that's why we have a rather high confidence in this one. The New York Composite Index calling for 13,500 to 13,545, let's say, rounded off. I'm not going to show the Dow for several reasons, but what I am going to show you is the Russell 2000 or the Russell 2000 equivalent, because I think it's a very important chart to look at now for a couple of reasons. Let's take a look at the Russell future. That would be at RTY, and .D means daytime prices only, and see if indeed the secondary stocks are giving the same kind of projection, and indeed they are. This is the Russell 2000 E-mini future, and look at this. And the projection calls for, on the Russell 2000 future, 1595 and change, and up to 1607 and change. So that projection is very clear. Doesn't mean, again, that it's 100% sure you're going to reach it, but it's certainly a very clear projection, as you can see here. Now, here's the interesting thing that I want to show you, and the reason I showed you the Russell. On the S&P and the New York Composite, this October 3rd low was not identified. Certainly not with this offset and this nominal cycle. But look how incredibly closely it was identified on the Russell 2000. The projection to the downside called for 1459.89 to 1479.33. The low was 1459 even, within 89 cents of a perfect downside projection. So when you see things like this, here's an upside projection, you say, well, that one was way off. No, it wasn't way off. This is the initial projection, and you go out to further offsets to get the higher and higher projections. Right now, we have this upside projection that is very much in effect, and with today's action, this nice update that we saw today, and by the way, I'm not going to show it to you, but for those of you that are technicians, take a look at the 200-day MA on the Russell 2000. We've broken above a rising 200-day MA in the last day or two. The last chart I'm going to show you is very much like this one. IWM is the ETF for the Russell 2000. And right now, that's showing us almost exactly the same thing as we're seeing on the future. Here's the IWM, is, as I said, the daily iShares of the Russell 2000. It's the ETF. 158.28, 159.50. So, but here's again, look at the downside projection that came down to the low on October 3rd. Perfect downside projection. This one didn't even go out by 89 cents. It was exactly within the projection window. So when you see things like that, it gives you better confidence that indeed this upside projection might well be met. We're going to be following closely here. Again, we're not getting cocky about these upside projections. We're going to follow them with you, but as things look right now, they look like high confidence projections, plus the fact the daily advanced decline line made a new all-time high today. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed, please do so. If you want to give us a thumbs up, we'd appreciate that. If you want us to give us a thumbs down for some reason, please let us know why. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, click the bell. That will tell you about any intraday updates. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.